snap. We're live.
We're live.
Who day?
Oh, stop it. Ben, you're new to the system. We just got this, and now we're live. Oh, what do you got there, buddy?
It's a bagel.
It's a bagel.
You know why?
Why?
Because the Cincinnati Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, my God.
Cincinnati Bengals going all the way to the Super Bowl. It's not even fair.
Oh, my God.
Going all the way to the Super Bowl, and they're going to win it.
Yeah.
It is us.
You have Joey Bagel as your quarterback. You're not being stopped.
We should probably introduce our guest. I know Ben's really excited, but this man has never been on our podcast ever.
Ben might be more excited than me.
I think he is. Ben's on the train. So please welcome our good friend. We used to work with him, Cole.
Hello.
Diehard Bengals fan, Carly. Welcome to the show. Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Welcome.
Thanks for joining. It's a good time.
Thanks for having me.
How do you feel? You went from being one of the worst teams in all of the NFL.
I don't believe it.
Now you have a chance to beat the super stacked, super overpowered Rams.
Yeah,
for a
I
Super Bowl
mean,
title.
I woke up today, looked at Twitter, I'm like, shit, the Bengals are in the Super Bowl. Like, I still don't, it hasn't processed yet.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, like, if they do somehow win, they won with $60 million under the salary cap.
That's insane.
It just shocked me how much
Wow.
money they're going to have for the offseason, too, and going forward.
That's scary.
Yeah, they shocked. I mean, I knew Joe Burrow was good and special, but what he's done to this franchise is 180 from where they were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. It's what a time to be alive for you guys, yeah.
And I want to thank Miami for not paying Brian Flores to lose against the Bengals, because they were up 16 with 2 minutes to go. Bengals went to overtime.
Taking Tua.
If Bengals don't lose that game, Joe Burrow's not a Bengal.
Wow.
Because they don't have the number 1 pick. And
What could have been? What could have been if he would have taken that $100,000 extra?
What could have been?
What could have been?
Way to go, Brian Flores. Making news several ways this week. But
had to name drop him.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll talk about Brian Flores when he becomes the head coach of the Houston Texans. Can we? I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are probably, I would be wondering why, Ben. Why do you have a bagel? Why are they the Bagels? This all stems back to a week ago today. I was at work. I didn't get to watch the game. And I'm sitting there. I'm watching the game cast on my phone, getting ready to go home. And I watch it. I watch what's-his-face, Mahomes throw the pick. Then the Bengals kick the winning field goal. And my friend Chloe goes, "Oh, the Cincinnati Bengals won." And I'm like, you know what? That's actually really freaking hilarious. So I'm just rolling with it. I'm not going to correct that. I like the Cincinnati Bengals better than the Bengals. So my whole Twitter feed this week has just been bagel memes that I've been posting of Joe Burrow. And we call him Joey Bagel at work. It's a great time. Bagels by 90. So I said that I would eat a bagel today on our podcast.
And
so that's why the bagel's here.
It's funny you say that, 'cause I kind of thought it was because of Coach Joe. The way he says it, it sounds like bagels.
That was my first meme. I didn't even put that together. I just made the meme because he does the go Tigers. I'm like, oh, go Bagels. And
like go Bengals.
It
like
does kind of sound like bagels. So maybe there's some connection there. I'm gonna say that there is. So go Bagels. Bagels by 90.
90.
Coach O, man.
I think I'm the only one here that has a vetted interest in the opposing team because of my guy. So the Vikings hired Kevin O'Connell, the offensive coordinator for the Rams. And if they didn't do that, if they hired Jim Harbaugh, I'd probably be all over the Bengals because I absolutely adore the Bengals. I think the Bengals are awesome. But
great hire for the Vikings.
Yeah, I think so too. I enjoy what we've done so far.
The last offensive-minded hire from the Rams is currently going to be in the Super Bowl for the Bengals. So
yeah, it's crazy
Fair
to
enough.
think that
The Sean
the
McVay coaching
McVay
tree.
tree is real.
It's better than the Andy Reid tree. Change my
it's
mind.
better than the Belichick tree. They have
Yeah.
he has a former assistant go to the Super Bowl before Belichick has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a McVay tree person is going to win the Super Bowl. Guaranteed. 100%. So it's good to see that, the Vikings in a couple of years will be in the Super Bowl probably, mathematically.
After Jim Harbaugh's lost to Ohio State the next 5 times in a row.
After Justin Fields retires.
No.
I saw something that it was like I think it was like Adam Rank, and I just kind of rolled my eyes because he's like he's like you, Ben. He's too much of a diehard Bears fan that he has stupid takes. He's like, yeah, Jim Harbaugh decided not to come to Minnesota because he'd know he'd have to lose to Justin Fields twice. Like, I guess that's kind of funny with the Ohio State thing, but it's like, no.
Do you believe his statement of he'll never consider an NFL job
No.
again?
Absolutely not.
He's a liar, pants for hire.
I mean, maybe he's up in age where he'll just ride it out and retire, but I don't know.
No. Give it
Really
2 or 3 years. He'll be back.
Yeah.
Steelers head coaching job when Tomlin retires.
Tomlin's younger than him, isn't he?
Yeah,
that job is trash right now.
Every year I keep hearing Tomlin's going to retire the next couple of years. He doesn't have a quarterback anymore, and so.
But
I don't know.
That we don't talk about the Steelers.
We do not. I hate the Steelers. So.
We don't talk about them. Can we just admire the fact that the Bengals they've beaten some of the best teams in football this year. The Raiders don't count. The Raiders suck. Don't even tell me that the Raiders are good because you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. The Raiders are not good.
Chiefs twice.
The Chiefs twice.
Titans.
Shout out to the Cincinnati Bengals for being America's team last week and getting rid of Jackson Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes. Is her last name Mahomes?
Matthews.
I think it is now.
They're
Brittany Matthews.
I don't think they're married yet.
Okay. But anyways, I would like to address that because I kept saying like all this week how they're like, oh, everyone's picking on us. You invite that. You invite that when you do stupid things like pop champagne and spray it over a bunch of people that have been standing there in the freezing cold in a divisional round game. You kind of deserve it. You don't get to play like, oh, they're attacking. No, you welcomed it. Jackson Mahomes has been welcoming it since he did the TikTok dance on the Sean Taylor number.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you could have stopped then and this wouldn't even be a thing, but no. Did I tell you guys that I blocked him on Twitter?
Did you?
I had been avoiding Jackson Mahomes TikTok dances for so long, and then it finally popped up, and I said, absolutely not, and I blocked him.
Absolutely not.
It makes me feel good. It makes me feel very good about myself.
Well, that's good. Man, what a difference of teams that we have in the Super Bowl.
There's no Brady.
So I have a new banner. Building through the draft versus buying players.
That's essentially what the Super Bowl is.
I mean,
Build.
the Bengals did hit on some good people in free agency.
The defense.
The defense is decent. I mean
Hendrickson.
Eli Apple. Everyone's like, "Oh, Eli Apple is so good," and it's like,
yeah, but like from the Bengals side, we had two big free agents leave last year, and Carl Lawson, who went to the Jets, and William Jackson.
Why did you do that?
They were our two best defensive players. They leave, and with the money we could have paid them, we got Hendrickson, Apple, Awuzie, Hilton, and then Reeder was healthy. And by the way, our most expensive player on defense has played 2 games in the last 2 years. Brandon knows him very well, and Trey Waynes.
Trey.
I don't even think he's gonna get cut, and that's gonna be $17 more million they get in free agency this year. So
yeah, he's a no-brainer. You got to cut him. No way.
Get him out of here.
Trey.
like he's their fourth best corner, and he gets paid the most money on that defense.
Can we just go back to Lawson and be like, I'm going to leave to go to the New York Jets?
Yeah.
Like, who just says that? Who just says, you know what? I want to go play for the New York
And
Jets.
I feel bad for him because he tore his Achilles, missed all year. And Eli and William Jackson apparently badmouthed the Bengals after he left.
Clown of the week.
Fans. And
Clown of the week.
he's sitting in Washington with their new name, Commanders.
Commanders.
We are Commanders. Bum, 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 bum.
The Commanders has to be the worst team in the NFL name right now, right? It has to be.
By far.
I don't think it's close.
Trash.
They had so many other good ones. I would have loved the Brigade. Brigade is sick.
It's 2 syllables.
The Washington Brigade.
I just had this
that is
discussion at
so
work
cool.
before coming home and doing this podcast. And I said, you can't have a team name if it's not 2 syllables or less, or you can't make it 2 syllables or less.
Yeah.
Because you can't do the let's go, bum, bum. Like,
yeah.
It sounds stupid. Commanders is dumb. You should have just left his football team.
Yeah, let's go.
We all loved
Bengals.
it. We all accepted it.
Let's go Bengals. Let's go Vikings. Let's go Commanders.
Comms.
Commanders. 3. Get it out of here. Get it over here.
Like I don't know how you don't make that team name and be like, okay, we're from DC, Washington commie. Like that's right there. The commies. Like, are you kidding me? It's right there. How do you not see that?
PR department fired. Straight to jail.
Exactly.
Right to jail.
I
Right to jail.
was actually getting ready for Red Hogs to be the name. I thought that was a good, like, with their history to tie in with that.
I would have gone with Generals.
Generals, Red Hogs, another one. I saw one that was like Red Tails. I kind of thought they were all pretty good, like, but I guess they wanted to get completely away from the red tagline.
Do they know that wasn't the issue? Please tell me, because I'm actually very concerned that that's what they think the issue was.
I think
Was
so.
the color red?
No.
I really hope that they know that. I really hope that they know that.
The new uniforms do look nice. I will
Did you see
say.
the mascot? It looks
No,
like
I
a Star Wars character.
I haven't seen the
No,
mascot. I'm gonna take
Like,
a look at that.
Google, like, whatever, the way Dan Schneider, when he had his, like, meeting with them, it looks like one of those like the Emperor guards.
Mascot live. Is it like a guy? Oh my god.
That looks like one of those things that they had at Horror Nights this year.
Yeah, it's like, it reminds me of one of the Imperial Guards.
It looks like a really bad off-brand Star Wars movie.
That's what I'm saying.
What's up, Eric? How's it going? Eric says hi.
Hi, Eric. I don't know who you are, but hello.
Yeah. he's
Welcome
good.
to the
He's a
episode.
good guy. He might tune in.
What?
He might tune in and say hi and then leave, but
That's fair.
Let's see. Yeah.
That's fair. So, which one are we talking? We're talking about drafting players or buying players. Sorry, we just started roasting the NFC East, and I know there's a lot of content
way off
there.
topic. This is like
There's a lot of content there, but we need to get back to building through the draft or buying players.
Ben, who do you think is going to prevail? I mean, I know you think the Bengals are going to win, but
the Bengals.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think the Bengals win.
I don't love the Rams defense enough to say the Rams. As much as I'm glad Matt Stafford got to finally go to a Super Bowl after being in NFL purgatory for his whole career. Sorry. I don't want to see another team win the Super Bowl in their home stadium.
Yeah.
I'm over it. I had it one year. Don't need it again.
It happened one time.
And now it happened back to back. Tell me the NFL's not rigged.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
saw a tweet that said every game from here out should be played in Dallas.
Yeah, so that it's guaranteed.
Team will never play in it. That's fair. But yes, I'm going with the Bengals because I like their offense. I think their defense steps up when they need to. I mean, just look at what they did last week. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is taking that team down the field, and then they get that huge, 15-yard sack on third down.
Yeah.
They had to play for overtime. That was great. That was clutch defense. They can pull it off again.
I mean, how about the play of the game where Eli Apple made the goal line save at halftime?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you go down 24 or 28-10, it's over.
Unless you're Tom Brady. But that being said, I think the advantage here that everybody this is my personal favorite thing to say is run the ball. I firmly believe in running the ball. Joe Mixon is better than anyone the Rams have on their offense.
Yeah.
In terms of running back.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Your dad
if
says
you
hi.
develop the run, and you don't have to worry about Aaron Donald as much destroying Joe Burrow in the back.
You run away from him.
Offensive line. Like, you run the ball and you then make them bring their linebacker so you can throw behind them.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I think the Bengals should have the edge to move the football, and I think their defenses will be able to slow down the Rams. Depends. And also, Stafford is prone to throwing a timely interception.
Mm-hmm.
And
This
the
is
question,
true.
and so when will he throw that interception in the Super Bowl?
Is the Lions version of Matthew Stafford coming out?
I don't
or
think
is it
so.
going to be the Rams? He's been a mixed bag in the playoffs. Joe Burrow's just I if I had to bet, and we don't have sports betting legalized in Minnesota yet. So
Neither do we in Ohio.
Wow, we all suck.
We do.
Ohio's legalizing it, but it's not official.
Man. What?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It is what it is.
But
if I had
being
to
in
bet,
Cincinnati, I'm 10 minutes from the Indiana border.
ooh,
So I go to the sports book, Barstool Sports Book right across the street. So
the closest one is something called Diamond Joe's, and that's like an hour and a half. So if I really wanted to, I could go and bet.
I live in the middle of the state of Florida, so catch me sneaking onto a cruise ship. For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Oh my god!
I feel like that needs to be its own. Pop it up.
We'll get to this later. We'll pop it up, but we'll tease that. We still got to talk more Super Bowl. Eric, we'll get back to that. Stay tuned. I'll let you know when we talk.
We're still talking about the fact that the Rams had to trade for all these players to make a super team to beat a 44-year-old Tom Brady. And yes, it worked, but the fact that your super defense almost choked it all away to said 44-year-old quarterback, I'm worried about the Rams.
Now they're playing a 25-year-old Tom Brady 2.0.
What's the spread on that game? The Rams 4-4?
I think so. Last time I looked, 4.5, 4, right around
Bengals
there.
Upset. Bengals upset or Bengals cover?
I took the Bengals to cover in every game. Money line the first two games, but
I've never been more invested in another team that I don't cheer for than I am right now. I tweeted it. It. What day was it? The 8th? Was that the Monday after the season ended?
I remember you texted me saying you're full on the Bengals.
I did. I fully jumped on the bandwagon just as for the hell of it, because I'm like, you know what? Why not? It's a team that's not going to make me mad. And then I'm like, oh, when they beat the Raiders, I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. Like, at least I get to watch them again next week.
I will say, I was rooting so hard for the 49ers to win because I wanted round 3 of the Super Bowl between Bengals and Niners. That's fair. It would have been a good storyline, but I'll take the Rams.
Yeah. I'm just glad that we don't have to watch the Packers.
That's true.
Poor Alex.
But I know this is something that we've talked about in our group chat, so I'm going to throw it out there.
Do it.
Before we even know what happens a week from today, what do you do with Joe Burrow this off season?
I've gone back and forth. I think you write out the contract for one more year. You load up in free agency, especially if you don't win. You make it so that you are playing to win it next year.
Yeah,
and
it makes sense.
Like whatever happens, then you sign him a good deal the following year. I mean, you still got him controlled for 3 more seasons. So
that's true. I mean, with how much money you guys are under the cap, if you can get him to play like that on a rookie deal, if you don't win it this year, like you said, why not?
Even if they do win it, you could still
you can still ride it out
and write it out. Yeah.
All of these young quarterbacks, they're waiting until their last season because they want to milk as much money out as possible. That's what you do in the pros now.
I mean, you've seen what happened with the Chiefs. They paid Patrick Mahomes early, and they haven't been able to win since Super Bowl wise. They lose last year, they lose this year, and now the guys they're starting to hit the cap issues.
Yeah. And that wasn't necessarily the issue with him costing too much either, because he didn't have much money against. I don't even know if
and he's deferred money the last 2 years, so he's willing to fix his paycheck. But
yeah, so you have things like that it's basically just the heart. People get paid. They don't play as hard.
Yeah.
I
don't think that's the case for Joey B.
No.
I mean, your offense is so complete right now with the guys you already have on your roster. I think the most logical thing is obviously how on God's green earth you are in the Super Bowl after getting sacked 9 times in an AFC Championship game, let alone how you got there.
9 times.
Should have taken Sewell, right, Ben?
9 times.
I'm going to eat that forever. That's the coldest take I've ever had.
Ben had the take of they should have taken Penei Sewell instead of Jamar Chase, and they'll regret it. Now, to be fair, I was in the middle where I'm like, but that college connection that they had was deadly.
And what about the kicker? Should we have drafted a lineman in the 5th round instead of Money Mac?
No, speaking of Money Mac, okay, this actually brings it up. So I saw that Pro Football Focus, they tweeted that Evan McPherson is given 15,000 to 1 odds to win Super Bowl MVP. Immediately what popped in my head was Kevin Malone saying, if anyone ever gives you 10,000 to 1 odds, you take it. So I would take it. I would take the 15,000 to 1 odds.
I mean, if he makes, I think he might need 3, but I thought he needed 2 more field goals to break Vinatieri's record for field goals in a postseason.
Yeah.
Like if he made 3 or 4 and they win on like a last-second field goal, I could see him being in the conversation at least.
Think of the payout on that. Wow.
You wouldn't have to work again. Possibly.
Thanks, Ron DeSantis.
I mean, I wouldn't put $100. I put $5 on it at most, but
right. Well, Cole, are you going to be okay if they lose?
Oh yeah, I would have been fine honestly if they lost last week.
Yeah,
like because they're not they weren't supposed to be in this. I projected wild card this year.
Yeah,
I said 10 wins is what I think they can get at best with a wild card. Didn't expect a postseason win, let alone 3.
Yeah. Well, now you basically run the division now.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh and Cleveland. And sorry, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson is never healthy. So
yeah. I'm not the same with you in Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh. They had Ben Roethlisberger as their the corpse of Ben Roethlisberger.
The corpse of Ben, the burnout old cigarette butt.
If they get Rodgers or trade for Kirk Cousins, I think they are a lot better than
I think that's
what they were
this
year. And they made the playoffs this year.
Their defense is ready to roll.
They should not have made the playoffs. That was Brandon Staley being a moron. But yes, they were also in the position to make the playoffs.
The Steelers' defense is ready to roll. That if they did get a quarterback that could throw the ball downfield, it's a little bit concerning for the division, I think. Because, I mean, their defense was not healthy either time they played the Bengals. The first time Watt was out. Second time, I think Hayward and one of their best DBs were out.
Yeah. I mean, you also figure they have I would bet that they're going to take Kenny Pickett. I don't think Kenny Pickett really poses a threat.
Yeah, I think
here comes another cold take from Ben.
Or a free agent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody's going to be on the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes, every AFC team, with the exception of Cincinnati.
If I'm him, why
City.
go to the AFC? AFC is loaded with young quarterbacks.
I think that Green Bay has to trade him.
Yeah, but he could pick any team in the NFC and win.
Green Bay won't do it, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You don't think they'd trade him out of the division? Like, put him in the
you could get a king's ransom, maybe.
Like, if I'm Tampa, I'm selling the farm to get Rodgers after Brady.
You have to. You have to. That roster is still built to win now.
Right. That's why you need a quarterback. Go get Rodgers.
Speaking of buying players. Buy. Tampa should be buying. If not, all of my fat Florida people.
They have cap issues, too.
That's true. You can't re-sign all 22 starters from your Super Bowl team again. Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
It was a nice thought trying to run it back, but.
And Gronk's retiring. I mean, that's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, all these gifts of like, oh, don't worry, Gronk will be fine. It's him laughing on. Yeah. We. No. He's done. We always knew that he was going to be done.
Yeah.
Clown.
I think the NFC South, God, the NFC South might
it's the Falcons
be
again.
Worse than the NFC East next year.
It's the Falcons again. I mean, it's kind of it runs in a cycle because it went Saints, then Falcons, back to Tampa, Now it's back to the Falcons again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Panthers were also good for a little bit in there, but
Matt Rule. That's true. When Christian McCaffrey actually plays.
well, it's when they had Cam Newton in his prime.
Yeah.
Rivera, but I think the Falcons are going to be solid next year. I mean, Kyle Pitts was a good pick. I'm kind of glad he got taken before the Bengals pick because I was kind of concerned the Bengals would take Pitts over Chase. But
that's fair.
I'm curious how this is going to work. I have a clip of the Washington Commanders next year. I have like a.
no!
It's from the future. I think I'm gonna see if
future.
I'm gonna see if I can't. I don't know if this will work or not, but we'll try to guide it. Let's see.
I'm gonna take a bite of my bagel.
That Kyler Murray?
Yoda taking down the Commanders mascots.
Was that Kyle Murray? Yep. Was that Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray against the Washington
I'm joking
Commanders.
On my bagel.
They play each other next year. If they play each other next year, that clip is going to be played over and over again. I'm calling that.
I don't know if Kyler Murray can win. He likes to lose to bad teams like the Lions.
Ooh, that's so true.
That's very true. He's also got Cliff
choking
Kingsbury.
Oh my god! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you choke on your bagel.
Just me and my bagel. I hope I would rather I choke on the bagel than the bagels choke in the Super Bowl. So,
there's that. You might get both, but we'll see. We got a week to figure that out. Starts in it. Does it start at this time? Is it 6 something Eastern?
I think it's 6:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
Nice. So we are exactly a week away, Cole.
I'm ready.
Are the nerves setting in yet? Wait. Can you walk us through AFC Championship Day for you?
Okay, so for starters, I worked till I was supposed to work till 4 at Walgreens, and at 2:45, they let me leave because they knew how much of a football fan I was. So I left. Sure. And I met some friends over in Covington, so across the river in Kentucky, watching the game at a bar that one of my friends rented out the top floor of the bar.
Yeah.
So we're watching the game there. There's probably about 50 people in this area. And 21 to, was it 21-0? Or 21-3. It was 21-3. And I'm kind of like, okay, this ain't great. Then we scored, made 21-10. Chiefs went down, and when the Bengals held them at halftime and Andy Reid screwed up and didn't take the points, I kind of felt good. I'm like, okay, this is the exact position the Bengals were in week 17 when they beat them the first time.
Right.
And I want to say when they got the lead in the fourth, it was like, oh, shit. This is going to happen. And, overtime, and I saw that when I was reading tweets as overtime happened, and it was Chiefs win the toss. Josh Allen tweets pain.
He tweeted pain.
Yep.
Yeah. No.
It's not again.
And Casey, you showed me, tweeted, "We won the coin toss."
Good morning to everybody but the NFL Rules Committee.
But, yeah. I mean, and the best part was the Chiefs had the ball for 13 seconds in overtime.
I did not know that. That's an insane thing. Wow.
Karma is a funny thing in sports. It really, really is.
So when McPherson lined up for that kick, backtrack. What did you think Mixon should have been a fumble, or do you think that's just the media trying to blow up that no reason for anything there? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I know which one you're talking about.
The second play, it was the play right
before overtime.
Yeah, it was the play right before the field goal, where Mixon had a 15-yard run and kind of tripped as he was going down, and he rolled over and he stood up and dropped the ball. And he did not make an effort to run or anything.
I do remember seeing that. Yeah,
because
he wasn't touched, right?
Him, right?
Right, and he did give himself up. He stood up, didn't make an effort to advance, and just dropped the ball, and the whistle already blew. So I'm like, okay, that's just the media trying to.
If the whistle blew, I'd say it's done.
Because that was why Andy Reid was trying to discuss with the refs right before the field goal.
Yeah.
But so they line up for the field goal. The TVs are live, but all of a sudden my phone buzzes. I look at it. It says Bengals 27, Chiefs 24. I'm like, oh shit, he made it.
I love. Okay, speaking from a Vikings fan, we never expect the kicks to be made. I want to know if we made the kick or not. When my dad was at the game, I don't know. I think it was the Packers game that they were at. Yeah, and we were going for a field goal to walk it off and win the game. And I'm like, you need to text me if we make it or not. And it was like maybe a 30-second delay where he made it, we won. I'm like, okay, now I can watch this stress free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after they won, I ended up going downtown, and there's an area between both the Reds and Bengals stadiums. Like, they're not even a half a mile apart. I mean, pretty much a par 5 can be played between them. And between those two areas, it's an open container drinking district with a bunch of bars and stuff. And that place was packed. Like, there was people everywhere, and it was a nice day. It was like 50 degrees outside in Ohio, which was amazing. Nice. And it was 6:30 at the time, and the place was a zoo. I mean, every bar's playing the Bengals fight song along with the songs we play at the touchdowns, and yeah, it was a party.
Who they think gonna beat them bagels?
Nobody. And it took me, until probably today or tomorrow, like, I'm still like waking up like, this doesn't feel right. Like, the Bengals are in the Super Bowl. Like,
that must be nice.
Hey, you got to experience that though.
Next year, it's happening. I'm speaking it into the universe right now.
Yeah, but at least when you had Urlacher, you guys got to play the Colts.
Yeah, you've been to the Super Bowl in your lifetime, Ben. I have not ever been to the Super Bowl.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. I'm down to talk about some over/under.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll
pop that up.
Yeah, Ryan wants to know. I was on a podcast with him earlier. You can check that out if you want to. We talked all the Viking stuff. He's asking, what's y'all's? I guess he's from Texas now. What's y'all's over/under for total points scored for the Super Bowl? Cole, let's start with you. What do you think? What do you got?
58.5.
58.5. Wow. Okay.
I'm thinking like a 31, 28, 30, 27 kind of game. So,
man, that would be nice. Ben, what do you got?
I want 52.5. Let's go for Khalil Mack. Give me 52.5. Lucky number 52.
62.
Ooh.
62. There you are.
That's also why I picked that.
I wish we had that clip.
Yeah. I'm speaking into existence a high scoring game because no one wants that low scoring.
No more.
We've had that. That was the last Rams Super Bowl, and it sucked.
Would you say 24-21 is low scoring then? Or would you say that's fine?
I'd say that's about right.
Okay.
I would watch that game.
I want to watch a game. I want to watch Bills Chiefs type of game.
Yes. Stafford
the last 2 minutes of
Burrow.
Bills Chiefs with the entire game.
I don't think we're going to get that kind of game just because Burrow and Stafford both aren't that kind of quarterback where they'll trust the run, they'll run clock and like control the game. But I don't think it's going to be 17-7. I think it's going to be because both teams like to control the ball. So maybe we'll see points, but I don't think we'll see a shutout. Like, we're not going to see a shutout, but we're not going to see a shootout either.
I do see the Rams going up big early and the Bengals coming back.
It's only happened in every game for the most part for the Bengals this year.
I mean, it's probably going to happen.
Yeah. If they do win, do you think we'll get? I got another clip. I just upload it and see if it works.
Do we
see one of this?
Get the gas, get the gas, get the gas. Until it's 17, until it's 17, get the gas, get the gas, get the gas. Until a big man, until a big man, get the gas, get the gas.
Absolutely.
He's so cool.
Absolutely.
So cool.
He will. He will. With God as my witness, he will recreate the picture of him sitting on the couch smoking the cigar. I think
he's gonna. Well, the first picture is gonna be him with the Lombardi with a cigar on stage.
Yep.
I told you guys, if they win, I might be in my car by 11 o'clock, and I'm driving straight down.
You better.
This
You
is
better go
Ben,
to Disney.
and I'm Joe Burrow's parade, and
Yep.
It's gonna happen.
You got to. And
You
then
have to.
I might sleep in my car, but they're gonna make it work.
we'll get you hooked up at Pop Century. I bet there's some opening
Right.
there. We'll get, looks like your dad wants to ask a question. Let's
Pop it up.
Paul wants to know. Let's change it up. What's everyone's go-to Super Bowl food for the game?
Yo, I've already got a full spread planned out in my mind.
You got full spread.
I
Ben-
took
Ben
the
will
day
like
off
mine.
because I celebrate the Super Bowl privately.
Mhm.
I do not celebrate at work. Never have, never will. We're going wings. We're going dips. We're going jalapeno poppers. We're making probably tater tots. All of your game day food, that's what we're going with.
Macaroni.
I'm undecided on macaroni yet.
That's
Macaroni, you can't get me. Thanksgiving food. Thanksgiving food. I can't
got
be
the
thinking about
Skyline-
Thanksgiving food right now.
Skyline chili dip for you, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
And then got them.
I just want to dump it all. I will dump Skyline. If you send me Skyline chili, I'll dump it all over myself if the Bengals win the Super
Just
Bowl.
shotgun it.
Oh, please. We need that content, Ben. You got to do it.
Okay.
You got to do
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's done.
The Bengals win the Super Bowl. I'll shotgun the Skyline
go.
chili.
You know what? I'll bring it down on Monday.
There you go.
We got it.
Oh man. I'm confident.
Yeah. Cole, what's your go-to? What do you got?
Well, like I said, Skyline chili dip, and then I got them soft dough pretzels. I already bought a big box of them that I'll make with beer cheese.
Nice.
I don't know. A lot of stuff that Ben said. Wings.
Yeah, wings.
One of my family members will buy like a big tin of chicken tenders. So
Y'all are doing it right. Yeah, I'm a big pigs
pizza.
in a blanket kind of guy. You know?
Yeah.
You know what those are? Or is that
Oh yeah.
okay? I'm making sure that's
I want to eat pigs in a blanket. In a blanket.
Exactly. Then we got meatballs. Got
Ooh, I might make meatballs. That's a good idea.
meatballs are flame. Put some barbecue on some meatballs.
I mix up some. I take ground beef and I take Italian sausage and we mush it together. Of course, make with your egg and your breadcrumbs and
Right.
better than bagels. I do have to have bagels this week. There will be bagels at my Super Bowl party this week
Yeah,
in honor of the bagel ongoing running joke.
gotta have a nice spread of bagels. Love it.
Yep. I will not be ordering bagels from out. I will be picking up my own.
All right. So let's move a little bit on from Super Bowl chat. So
Okay.
Eric wants to know this. We're gonna bring it up. He wants to hear Ben and Brandon debate the Ryan Poles choosing the Bears over the Vikings saga. All right. Well, if you really think that Ryan Poles chose the Bears over the Vikings and the Vikings were going to choose Ryan Poles, I'd really like to hear that side of the story because that was never the case.
I think it comes down to the matter of the fact that he interviewed with the Bears first and they were the ones that offered him the job. I think that's what it comes down to.
Mhm.
I think that this whole, oh, the Bears got Justin Fields before the Vikings. Oh, the Bears got Ryan Poles before the Vikings. I think it's all just smoke.
Mhm.
And as funny as it is to read, it's not really. I don't think that's holds much truth for me. I think if the roles were reversed and he would have had the meeting with the Vikings sooner, he probably would have took the job from them. I think it just comes down to timing, honestly.
He was never getting the offer if Kwesi was always the number one choice. That's what I've heard from multiple sources is Kwesi was always the guy. That's why they interviewed him first. That's why they didn't care that the Bears were going to interview Ryan Poles. Ryan Poles was their number two. So, I mean, who's got the better choice? I don't know. We don't know. I mean, based on their press conferences, I would say that Ryan Poles is clearly the number two because he has terrible speaking issues, but we'll get to that later.
It's we'll Bears Twitter right now. Bears Twitter trying to predict the season based on a fucking press conference. I need it to stop.
Yeah.
We still have to go through free agency, a whole draft. And Chicago sports media drives me up the wall. They all deserve jail. They really all deserve jail because they're just dumping all over Fluss. I would like to make that a shirt at some point. They're dumping all over Fluss. They're dumping all over Poles. And then it's like, even the clip that you sent me, they're like, oh, watch out. They're taking the North. I'm like, what do you want the guy to say? Oh, we're going to suck for 4 years, and then hopefully you don't fire me in year 5. Is that what we want the general manager to say?
Here's what I'll say.
At least you have a GM.
When you say, and we're going to take the North and never give it back, you're saying it like that.
Give me Game of Thrones vibes.
You sound really confident when you're saying,
I'm confident.
and we're gonna take the North and never give back. Okay, you sound really confident that you're gonna do.
I mean, we'll have to compete with one team, not 2 anymore.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, you say it like that, so the only reason why I have beef with it is because it just sounds arrogant to me. When you don't have the right to arrogance, no one should sound arrogant. You're just setting yourself up for people to go, why would you say that? Why would you even say that? I don't know. It gave me the wrong vibe from him.
For me, I enjoyed it because Ryan Pace never spoke to the media. Ryan Pace was afraid of the media, so the general manager never spoke. The general manager never answered anything. It was refreshing to see someone that would talk. Because I remember the press conference last year with Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy, and George McCaskey came out and said, we're keeping him. It was all smoke up my butt.
We have breaking news, Ben.
Oh, we got breaking news?
We have breaking news. Hang on, I'm going to make a banner. This is...
I didn't get anything on my phone, so I'm actually very intrigued as to what's about to take place.
This is actually news. This is not smoke.
My bagel's almost done.
Is it really?
That's pretty good.
MLB lockout ends.
Bagel power rankings.
No, I wish.
Bagel review. I did not heat this bagel up. I'd give it a 6-8.
Is it CJ Uzama's going to play in the Super Bowl? That'd be nice.
That would be nice. So, according to Adam Schefter and
source. I need a better source.
I mean, it's a source. He technically was right about
I know.
But
yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
The Miami Dolphins are going to make Mike McDaniels their next head coach. They're finalizing a deal right now. Offensive coordinator for the 49ers.
Wow.
Thoughts? I love Mike McDaniel. I love this dude. He is the funniest dude in press conferences you'll ever watch. Have you ever seen him, Cole?
Is he the guy with glasses?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I cannot wait for that press conference.
When he was the one that spoke about that's Shanahan that spoke about Jimmy G's future with the team.
Oh, and he's like, I can't even guarantee I'm going to be alive next week. That was Shanahan.
No. He said, I can't even guarantee that anyone on the team will be alive next week. Like, oh my God.
What are you going to do to your team? That's like Brian Kelly this year saying, I like execution. I'm in favor of it.
Oh,
You're like, I'm going to execute my team. Well, now he's like dancing up on LSU recruits.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian Kelly. But yes, Mike McDaniels, I'm glad that the Dolphins didn't mess that up because the other guy that they were going to take was Kellen Moore. And I think you lose all credibility when you run the ball with 14 seconds left, down 6, and no timeouts left. I think you deserve to not have a head coaching job.
I'm surprised Byron Leftwich didn't get the Jacksonville job, and I'm surprised he took his name out of the hat for the job too.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would think that dude is lined up to get a head coaching job.
Did they end up keeping Balky or general manager?
I have no idea.
Because if they did, that's got to be why.
Trent Balky.
I mean,
that guy sucks. What has he done? Who did
Bieniemy interview for this week?
New Orleans.
The Saints.
Yeah.
He should get that, right?
He should have got a job last year.
The other thing is, do you think he wants it yet, or do you think he wants to get the KC job when Reed retires?
That's the tricky situation. That's what everyone's been like.
I thought that about Josh McDaniels. So
yeah. And McDaniel said, "Screw this! I'm going to Vegas where they'll pay me more."
Yeah, I mean,
see, I'm a little biased when it comes to Eric Bieniemy now because I will trust literally anybody except Andy Reid, offensive coordinator, to run my football team.
Yeah,
I've been down that road before.
True.
Um,
And didn't
was
Andy
horrible.
Reid said that Matt Nagy was like the greatest coach he's ever seen. So like, take that with a grain of salt.
Take that
you
with
know?
a grain of a very small grain of salt. If Ryan Poles would have came in and said, "We're hiring Eric Bieniemy as our next head football coach," I probably would have threw my computer out of my third-story apartment. And that's not a knock on the guy. That's just the fact that he's coming from the same job that Matt Nagy had, and Matt Nagy made me want to pull out the rest of the hair that I have.
Yeah,
Matt, wait, who do you hate more, Matt Nagy or the guy that they got from the Canada Football League before him?
Matt Nagy. At least with Mark Trestman, I expected him to suck.
Okay, that's fair.
Vikings have this beautiful man. He's
Kev.
We literally hired Superman. Like, you cannot tell me he does not look like Henry Cavill. Just a little bit. You can see it.
We got a guy who was a Big 12 quarterback. Big 12.
We got a guy that was a NFL backup to Tom Brady. So if you really want to go there,
I'll take Zach Taylor.
Yeah, I do like Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor's pretty good.
Dude,
was it? Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure he was like the odds-on favorite to be
get
fired.
Yeah. Beginning of the
first, and now look at him. He's in the freaking Super Bowl. It's like,
he's in the Super Bowl.
He's
That
changed
gives
the
me
culture.
hope. Gives me hope.
The other thing is they started a new tradition. Like every playoff game they win, they take like 3 game balls to city bars around the city. So like after they beat the Raiders, like he's standing in probably the biggest bar right outside the stadium. He's like standing on the bar holding up the football, screaming like, "This is for the city."
Nice.
Like this ball's going to the city. We're gonna do this
Football
for every playoff
guy.
win.
Football.
So locker room loves him.
That's cool.
T. Higgins was saying that he was gonna wear a Zach Taylor shirt for one of the playoff game in the warm-ups, but the NFL said they'd fine him for it. So like they didn't.
The no fun league. The no fun league returns.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous sometimes, the NFL. You know, but
Roger Goodell.
Where do you think Russ stays in Seattle?
No.
So where does
I
he
wouldn't
end
want
up?
to. 5-win team. He's
not a free agent though either, right?
No, they have to trade him.
So
I don't think he's a free agent till after 23.
So where does he go? I mean, again, another thing where I don't see him wanting to go to the AFC.
No, that division's loaded, or that conference is loaded with quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The NFC is wide open right now.
That's why I think him and Rodgers both stay in the NFC somehow, but don't know where they go.
All right, I got an idea.
I heard Saints.
On-air production meeting. I got an idea.
Okay.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna go through every team. I don't even know how you spell that. How do you spell carousel? That's fine. I think that's it.
English language is hard.
The English language is very hard, especially when you're trying to do an on-air production meeting. Okay, we're gonna go through every team, quick niche, if who their quarterback is gonna be. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The Chicago Bears.
Justin Fields.
Andy
Give
Dalton.
me Justin.
Okay.
Justin to the moon.
Who
did you say? Who did you say? Did you say Andy Dalton?
I did.
If I had the power to kick you right now, I would.
Hey, I like Andy Dalton.
Send him to the freaking moon with Matt Nagy and
You know what?
Mark Trestman and John Fox and Mitch
Can you
Trubisky.
release Andy Dalton today so we can sign him and make him our backup?
He's a
for the
free
Super
agent.
Bowl? Okay, we need to sign him for a 1-day contract and make him our backup for the Super Bowl.
That would be sick. I would actually.
He deserves the ring for what he dealt with the Bengals.
The Detroit Lions.
Matt
Stanley. Send him
Jason
back.
Goff.
Your deal
I
is
think they
done.
stick with Goff for another year.
Jared Goff.
I think Goff's the starter. I think they'll draft a guy, maybe. But
Well,
they
them
won't
and
draft.
the Jags will probably trade back, honestly.
Yeah.
For sure.
Or
the
they'll
Lions
load up
should
on
trade
defense
back.
again.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love.
Yeah. Well,
Love season.
it's the cheapest
Love
option.
time.
They're gonna love that 2-14 record. I can't wait.
Man.
2-15, 2-16.
You know what? Hot take. I think Rodgers stays.
Interesting.
They can't afford it.
How are they going to do it?
Well, he's under contract. I think they make it
We'll
work.
just cut the entire special teams unit.
I think they're $45 million over the cap.
I think what happens is he's either a Packer or I think he retires.
Go host Jeopardy.
So that's So if he retires, Love.
Yeah, I think it'll be Love.
It's gonna be Jordan.
The Minnesota Vikings. Who do you guys think? You think it'll be Kirk? Okay.
It's gonna be Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not gonna switch quarterbacks
I
with a
mean,
new head coach.
I could see them doing a blockbuster trade in the offseason.
I could see it too.
Yeah.
I just don't think they'll do it. You'd have to essentially buy prospects basically by
Jimmy G.
You have to buy draft picks. You'd have to pay some of his contract.
Yeah, Kirk.
Not Jimmy, unless they give us Trey Lance too.
Yeah, I got
won't.
I got my destination for Jimmy G, but
yeah. Let's see. They'll do AFC North. Okay, so Bengals, Burrow, Ravens, not Ram.
Lamar.
Ravens, Lamar.
Lamar will get hurt, and then it'll be Tyler Huntley.
They got to resign him though.
Do you think Cleveland sticks with Baker?
Well, he might not be healthy actually by week 1. He just had surgery on his labrum.
Oh.
They said it's a 6-month recovery from the surgery, so
they'll keep him.
They'll keep him.
What is it? His 5th year?
Yeah, they'll keep him, but I think they also will the back. They still have Keenum. Yeah, so one of those two guys will start.
Steelers.
Kenny Pickett.
I'd just say draft pick. Like, you can't predict who they're going to.
Yeah.
I think it'll be Kenny Pickett.
Okay.
Pickett's the most likely.
You heard it here first. They're picking Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Book it. Lock it in. Name a more iconic duo. Just kidding. That's not my iconic duo of the day.
Okay. We've done the North. Let's go East. NFC East. Okay. Cowboys.
Dak.
Eagles. Hurts.
Yeah,
Commanders.
Sam Howell, draft pick.
Well, hold on. Is Fitzpatrick still there?
I don't know.
Is he healthy?
I don't know if he's still there. If he is, he'd be a free agent.
Okay, then I'm gonna say Heineke.
I do like Heineke, but I do think that they might go with a draft pick here.
Yeah, maybe they don't start the draft pick right away. Then
yeah, that's possible.
They're gonna be bad either way. So why risk an injury like what we've seen before from high draft picks?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Just take the kid from North Carolina. What could go wrong?
How? Yeah.
And then the Brian Daboll led Giants. This is the toughest one, I think.
I'm gonna say Danny Dimes.
I think it's Daniel Jones too. I think they roll with him one more time.
Trubisky.
It should be Trubisky. Trubisky and Daboll would be a great combo.
I have been pulling Brandon's leg about Brian Daboll and Mitch Trubisky going to Minnesota since last offseason.
I would love
since last playoffs. So you know what? Brian Daboll's going to bring Mitch the Goat Trubisky to the New York Giants.
Could they draft
Mitch Trubisky is better than Daniel Jones. Changed my mind.
Vinny, you heard it here first. Your next quarterback.
Mitch Trubisky.
You better get that jersey.
Yeah.
Let's see. AFC East. Patriots. Mac Jones. Bills.
Allen.
I think they'll keep Josh Allen.
Mitch Trubisky.
Roll with Trubisky instead of Josh.
Why not?
He hasn't won them the play.
Mitch Trubisky's an option in Cleveland too.
Dolphins, I'm sticking with Tua.
Yeah, I think Tua's still there.
Yeah.
There's one more team in that division, and I can't remember.
Jets.
Jets. Yeah.
Zach Wilson. They're not going to
Yeah, Zach Wilson.
It's me, Zach Wilson.
Easy.
Mike White.
Joe Flacco.
Mike White.
Joe
Mike
Flacco.
White season.
1-1. I don't know.
He beat the Bengals.
Mike White to the moon.
Wow. Yeah, Mike White's the GOAT. Let's see. The NFC South. So this is an interesting division with quarterbacks.
Jameis Winston.
You think Jameis stays with the Saints?
Yeah.
Bucks.
I think they draft somebody, but I think
bring him home. Bring him home, Jason Light. Bring him home. You know you want to.
Saints will be the most likely team to draft Matt Corral.
Yeah.
And I think they start Jameis Winston until Matt Corral's officially healthy.
I can see that. Yeah. It's gonna be such an interesting offseason with quarterbacks. We said that last year, and it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of different scenarios. But yeah, Jameis is an interesting one.
And they also got Taysom Hill, but I think that experiment's over.
The Taysom trick. Yeah, that died.
Yeah,
When he's like,
that's
"Who's my
going right out
quarterback
the
on
door with
roster?"
Sean Payton.
Screw it.
Taysom Hill?
Ian Book starting for the Saints.
Oh my god, that was the worst game I've ever watched.
Although his line was terrible that game. Like they were hurt on both sides of the ball. So I think they give him a shot at least in training camp, but he's not an NFL quarterback.
Oh, for sure. Okay. The Falcons will roll with Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan.
At least another year. They might draft a guy.
Remember when it was last year? They said he wouldn't be on the Falcons this year. Like
What?
It was this time last year. Everybody thought Matt Ryan would either be traded or because the Falcons were going to
I thought they were
their
gonna
roster, and all of a sudden he's still there, and he's probably going to have the best odds to win the division next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Saints are going to be trash. The Buccaneers, I think the Buccaneers are still a good team.
They still have a quarterback. I mean, Kyle Trask. Are you going to roll with him?
Hey, if you get Rodgers, or if you get,
I
don't know, a different quarterback. But
Jimmy G cleans up Tom Brady.
Are we going to the Bucks?
Bucks, yeah. Who do we think? Who you got?
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton. Okay.
Journeyman quarterback.
Drew Lock.
Oh,
that's an interesting one. I like that.
That's an interesting one.
I'm just thinking random here. Like I don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, it's interesting. I think Teddy could be a good quarterback because he's kind of similar. I don't want to say similar to Brady.
Retired. To be honest, I think he retires.
Bridgewater?
Yeah, dude, his injuries have screwed him up.
Yeah,
it really did.
I love Teddy. I'd like to have. If we did trade Kirk, I wouldn't mind seeing Teddy come back for another year, but that's neither here nor there. All right, AFC South. I am very ignorant on these teams.
What happened to the Carolina Panthers? The Matt Rule-led Carolina Panthers.
Jimmy G.
Sam Darnold.
Sam. They're not going to roll Sam.
Jimmy,
well, they're stupid enough to do it.
They're trading for Jimmy G.
Jimmy G, huh? I think
I could see that.
I think they draft a guy or they trade for Kirk Cousins.
I can see that too.
Because I think they think that they're a quarterback away, which they arguably kind of are. I think they need another wide receiver weapon.
They need a healthy running back.
Well, there's that. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. I've thought like the wild card team to trade for Kirk Cousins is the Panthers because they have the draft capital. Like if they wanted to give us their 6th overall pick for Kirk Cousins, I think we'd do it.
That's a team I could see Rodgers also going to as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's out of division. They have the draft capital. I don't know if they have the capital, but
you'll make it work. They don't have to pay for Gilmore next year. He's a free agent, so
it's true.
That's true. So you guys have to keep going with the South because
AFC South.
AFC Colts. I'm sticking with Wentz.
Colts is Wentz on the bench.
I really think that the Colts
are a quarterback away from being a contender.
I think the Colts should balls to the wall. Russell Wilson. They should just do it. Pull the trigger.
Or Rodgers.
Yeah,
they got to do something. That division is very winnable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Jags is going to be Trevor Lawrence.
Jags, Trevor. And
Titans, I think they stick with Tannehill, but
they're stupid for doing that. But yeah, they're going to.
But who else are you going to get with
Aaron Rodgers?
He's moving to Nashville.
He has a house in Nashville.
But they don't have a ton of space.
Yeah, they don't want him.
Trade him, Ryan Tannehill. I will gladly play against the
Ryan
Green Bay Packers.
Tannehill
That'd be great. I'd love it.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and then Texans. I mean, Davis Mills.
I'm gonna say draft pick.
Davis Mills. I think that they stick with Davis Mills this year.
I mean, it depends. Do they have a coach that supports Watson? And
if Flores, because I heard he's still in contention, which I hope he does get that job.
I do too. I want him to coach in Houston because I think that the league is better when Deshaun Watson plays. That doesn't mean I like Deshaun Watson as a person, but I do think that the league is better when he plays.
I think he should go to Pittsburgh, Deshaun Watson. He'll fit perfectly in there.
Yikes.
Boom roasted. Was not expecting that.
Was
not expecting that.
Anyways,
We gotta go
the
out
West?
west now.
The Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild West.
AFC or
NFC.
NFC?
NFC. We'll start with the better. So
Stafford
Stafford and the
Murray.
Rams.
and Murray, yeah.
Murray. Okay.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance,
Trey Lance. Yep. They're all agreements there.
draft pick.
Draft pick.
Who are we missing?
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Oh yeah, Seahawks. Okay, so draft pick. Okay.
I do think that they will be stubborn enough to keep
Do
Russell.
they even have a draft to pick in the first? I don't think they have
I don't
first
think
round
Oh,
they
I
draft
don't
pick.
know. Well, Sam Howell, second round.
Sam Howell, second round. Okay.
I do think it's interesting with the Seahawks. though, 'cause
Desmond Ritter.
I'm surprised that Pete Carroll
Carson
is still
Strong.
their head coach.
He's like 70 something, right?
All I
He's
heard,
old.
like leading up until like all the coaching decisions, I kept hearing this is Pete Carroll's last year. He's going to retire. That's why Russ won't be a Seahawk anymore.
Mhm.
And they're both still there as of February 4th and
February 6th, but
6th.
I
Sorry.
think
They're all
we'll
good.
see a lot of serious moves take place after the Super Bowl.
yeah. I agree.
But the
I
coaching
agree.
the coaching decisions have already all been made.
That's true. If they were going to make a coaching decision,
Yeah.
they would have done so already.
Yeah.
Facts.
So yes, I think that they're more likely to trade Russell Wilson at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think that I don't believe the notion that you can put the cat back in the bag after a
Right.
rumor has come out that a quarterback, let alone player, wants to leave a team and they do not denounce it.
Well,
That's
the reason
basically confirming it, and there's no.
and that's what confuses me. Like if they know that they're going to do that and trade Russ, Pete Carroll would know that too, and he wouldn't. I don't think he wants to be around another rebuild.
No.
So he'd be gone.
Which he might leave
Yeah.
if that trade goes down, which could be why it hasn't happened yet. Remember the time that the Bears offered 3 first-round picks, Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks, for 2 years of Russell Wilson, and the Seahawks said no?
Yeah. That's
I'm glad that didn't happen. That would have set us back at least another 5-6 years.
I don't know. Russell Wilson on the Bears is pretty exciting.
We
but
wouldn't have won anything with him this year.
yeah.
Matt
bro.
Nagy would have broke him.
AFC West too.
Matt.
We pretty much only got Denver to decide, right? The other 3, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
No.
Do you think Denver gets Rodgers then, Ben? I'm guessing.
Yes,
Yeah.
Denver's
Yeah.
getting Aaron Rodgers.
I think that's the favorite. I think who did I say he's getting? I think
Denver's getting Rodgers, and then the
Yeah.
Raiders are getting Devontae Adams.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The West.
Yep.
That would think about the matchups in the West all season that you get from that.
every single one.
The
of
only one
those
that's not appealing to me is
divisional games
Derek
will be
Carr.
prime time.
And Derek Carr is the longest tenured AFC quarterback.
Yeah, that's sad.
Brilliant.
That's how young the league is now. Like all the old guys are
I'm
gone.
not ready to
Rodgers is
talk
old.
about that yet.
If Aaron Rodgers leaves the NFC, Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback in the NFC. You can't.
Ooh.
You can argue some. You could argue.
I got
Dak.
two. I got two that I
You could.
stand
Okay.
by.
Who you got?
Stafford,
Okay. I think they're the same. I think they're equal.
Matty Ice.
No way. Matt Ryan is better than Kirk Cousins.
He's an MVP.
Okay. So.
Not a
I
Super
just don't
Bowl,
think
right?
he's had the help last couple of years. I mean, he's been to a Super Bowl.
Right.
Don't want to talk about that Super Bowl, but he's been to a Super Bowl.
We don't talk about Bruno.
No, I think there's a few that are better than Kirk. I'm just.
I
spitballing,
mean-
but I don't think it's like a clear cut, defined. Yeah, Kirk Cousins is not better than like.
No.
I could argue that Kirk Cousins is better than Dak Prescott. I could argue that Kirk Cousins is better than
Kirk
Kyler.
Cousins to me reminds me of in his best years, like the years that he was in his MVP conversation, Andy Dalton.
No, Kirk's better than Andy.
No, he is like all throughout the entire career. I'm just talking about
I get what
like
you
2 or
mean,
3
though.
years that Dalton had MVP numbers.
Mhm.
Kirk Cousins, like he makes a mistake in crucial situations at times of games that he can't be making that mistake. But
He's got the jittery gene. I
Yeah.
get that. Yeah,
But
he needs
he-
to work on that.
he's
And I
earned the
feel like
nickname Primetime Kirk.
yeah. Well, the whole prime time is kind of a joke because we beat. Sorry, Ben. We beat the Chicago Bears 2 times on Monday Night Football at Soldier Field when we, in the past, have not performed well at Soldier Field.
That's the
So,
Matt Nagy effect.
And the
Okay.
former Washington Redskins ripped the name playoff game where he said, "You like that?"
that was a cool game.
You
Oh,
like that? You like that?
no.
No.
I just feel like Kirk is going to be if he's our quarterback. If Kevin O'Connell likes Kirk Cousins, he's going to be unleashed next year, and we're going to throw the ball a lot.
Find out real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I'll find that out in March probably.
Yeah,
sometime.
Gotta stay healthy.
Yeah, got to.
You can't have Thielen. I had him on a fantasy team. You can't have him missing 6 games.
No, but I don't think. Like, okay, this was the problem with Zimmer is he hates young players. He hates them for whatever reason.
Because he's a grouchy old man.
Yeah, he hates them
Grumpy
so
old
much
guy.
that when Justin Jefferson was a rookie, he didn't start for the first 2 games. Yeah, I don't know if you knew that. Just a little
Right
fun
to
fact.
jail.
But when he did catch the ball in those
deserves
first
jail.
2 games, he flashed, and it's like, oh, maybe, just maybe, we should start him and see what happens. We started something called Olabisi Johnson over Justin Jefferson. Kind of a joke.
I don't know who that is.
Exactly. No one does except
No
for
one.
me because I'm the freak.
Because you're a Viking. Yeah.
So
Fair.
yeah, now Justin Jefferson is killing it, and then it's just frustrating. All of our rookies like hardly played this year, and maybe it was because they were bad. I don't know. I don't think that they were bad. Like you're telling me that Wyatt Davis just forgot how to play football after he left Ohio State. He blocked for Justin Fields, and he wasn't any better than I don't know, Oli Udoh.
He'd start on the Bengals line.
Yeah, probably because Zach Taylor would be like, "Oh crap, you can play. Let's get him in here."
Or maybe because we have turnstiles on the right side of our line right now.
Oh, there's that. You can't do anything about that. But
Yeah.
That's what this offseason's for.
Buy line. I don't want them to draft a single lineman. Just buy 5 of them. I'm tired of dude. The Bengals. The reason the Bengals are where they are offensive line wise is because they've wasted 3 first-round draft picks in the last 7 years on linemen that flopped. They had Fisher, they had Oboihe, and Billy Price. All 3 flop. But Billy Price with a straight-up trade for B.J. Hill, who had a huge interception off Mahomes. So
yeah, that's not bad.
Bengals won that trade.
Pat Mahomes.
And well, anything else you guys want to talk about?
Can I talk about my final ode to Matt Nagy?
Oh yeah, hang on. We got to get a banner for that.
My final ode to Matt Nagy. It's not going to be as good as you think it is.
Is it a Matt Nagy jersey that you're burning?
No. So, Matt Nagy. It's become a running joke at work that I don't like Matt Nagy. Everybody knows this. It's come to the point where in the office at work, they've printed out a picture of Matt Nagy, and he's just chilling on a bulletin board. It's got his name written under it. All the people are like, "Who's Matt Nagy?" It's like you wouldn't understand it. It's a me thing. So it's at the point where when people see me coming, they're like, "Matt Nagy," and I go, "Matt Nagy," right on back. It's a great time.
Good.
Well, we're doing a softball league this year at work, and we've actually called ourselves the Nagys. Like we have named our softball team after Matt Nagy.
Oh my god,
it's true. It's going to be a great time. I just hope that wherever Matt Nagy is, he can take solace in the fact that he may not be the coach of the Bears anymore, but he's inspired an entire softball team.
Brilliant. Excellent.
That's my final ode to Matt Nagy. Thank you for absolutely nothing. Just pain. And some of the worst offenses I've ever seen in my entire life.
Hey, Cole, I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
Matt Nagy did win Coach of the Year in his first year.
That's all Vic Fangio.
Who's now the defensive coordinator at Michigan?
Yeah.
That's all Vic Fangio's defense.
I mean, it was a really good defense.
Yeah,
and did carry
that's the best Bears
did
defense
carry
since probably
shit,
1985.
totally crappy offense.
Remember when Matt
massively
Nagy blamed one of the best offensive coaches and line coaches in football for their terrible success?
Matt Nagy was a moron. Matt Nagy spent. Okay, this is my last thing on Matt Nagy. Sorry, softball team. That was supposed to be it, but now this is the last thing on Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy, he spent 3 years saying, "Oh, we got to look for the whys. We got to figure out what the whys are." Matt Eberfluss, in his first press conference, he's like, oh, we're gonna show them the whys. It's like my guy hasn't even been here 2 days yet, and he already understands all the things that Matt Nagy couldn't figure out for 3 years. Matt Nagy, I'm pretty sure. Did you see the picture of like his when they did the NFL draft from home in 2020?
You probably sent it to me before.
Right. He had play sheets taped up all over like his room. It was really freaking weird. It looked like a serial killer's house. And the fact that he can do that and still have literally one of the worst ranked offenses in the NFL is comical. I actually have those numbers pulled up. Hold on. Let me see. The Bears offense ranks underneath Matt Nagy. Under Matt Nagy during his tenure. In 2018, the Bears were 21 in yards per game, number 9 in points. Then we have the drop-off in 2019. You go from number 9 in points per game all the way down to 29. To 2020, you were at 22. And then this year they were 27. So one of the worst offenses in football the last 3 years.
It didn't help that they put too much trust in Trubisky.
I mean, at that point, though,
could have
Matt Nagy never schemed for Mitch Trubisky. He never played to Mitch Trubisky's strengths, and then he did the exact same thing with Justin Fields. Yeah. He took Justin Fields and tried to force him into the Andy Dalton offense.
Could have took Mahomes.
He could have took Mahomes.
We don't talk about that anymore.
Hey,
the bad man can't hurt me anymore.
The same draft, the Bengals took John Ross 1 pick before Mahomes.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up with Super Bowl score predictions.
Okay.
Right. I don't want to go first.
All right, I'll go first because I have the least stake in this game. It'll be 35. 35-32 Rams. Sorry, Cole. I got to get my guy Kev a ring before he gets into that locker room with that respect. He's just going to walk in and just go, this is what it's all about. And you know it.
Bring a smile to my face.
All right, 35-32 Rams.
Let's go 30-27 Bengals, McPherson, game winner.
Yeah, I can see that too.
I'm saying 30-30 Bengals.
Ooh.
I'm here for it.
I mean, we are possibly 1 week away from seeing that.
Get the gas, get the gas, get the gas. Until it's 7-2, pop it till it's 7-2, pop it, get the gas, get the gas, get the gas. Until it big man, pop it till it big man, pop it, get the gas, get the gas, get the gas, get the gas. Until it go time.
I just hope we see a lot of gritties.
Yeah, the Justin Jefferson danced gritty, that Jamar
Chase gritty that he started at LSU. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. But Justin Jefferson made it famous, so who really did it?
That's true. Yeah. Shout out to, before we leave, shout out to Brandon for creating all the cool graphics and everything that you see on screen right now. We're using a new streaming service, a new way to go about podcasting, and we really love it. Yeah. We're going to keep going with this because it's a lot cooler. It's a lot cooler. We're live right now. Like, we weren't able to do that. So,
yeah, it's
going to be great.
Yeah, we're live.
These are exciting.
If you want to comment, we can get all your questions in. Yep. It's a great time. We're going to the moon, Ben.
We're going to the moon with the bagels. Bagels by 90. Inject it wherever. Bagels by 90. I don't make the rules.
Yeah, I mean, we already saw the future in the show already. We did. We saw this. That's the future. That's Kyler Murray versus the Washington Commanders.
He can't go wrong with that. No. All right.
I'm keeping that. Whenever that game happens, I'm keeping that, and that's just going to be.
I hope it happens this year.
The Washington Commanders getting taken down by Yoda, a.k.a. Kyler Murray.
Taken down by Yoda.
All right. We'll wrap this up, Cole. Thanks for joining us, my guy.
Thank you for bringing your Bagels super fandom.
Who day?
Yeah, maybe we'll have you on next week to celebrate.
I hope so.
Bengals. Or cry.
Yeah, I'll probably be crying either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Footballs will be over. And we don't have baseball.
Well, we don't have baseball yet.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we don't talk.
That's a whole nother episode.
We got to save that one for the Burgers with the Boys. With
We'll
Matthew,
save that one
because
for Matt,
Matthew's been
Matt-
dying to talk about baseball.
Yeah. Well, actually, in our next episode, because Matt hasn't been on a podcast since he uttered the words "no football next week." So many things have gone down, and we will go over that list.
Yeah,
I have
I'm
it.
gonna.
It's a running list right now.
I'm gonna work on Ben. Send me the list because I'm
Okay.
gonna work on a video compiling everything that happened.
We're gonna play it.
I'm gonna start it with Matt saying no football next week, and then I'm just gonna cut to the clip of that, and it's gonna be epic.
Was that a year ago? I guess.
No, that was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a week before. Oh, what happened? Like immediately after.
Oh, I have the first thing.
Probably the
little
Josh
teaser.
Allen 13 seconds.
Yeah, it was right before the divisional round that he said no football talk about this.
Oh yeah, and
episode.
then we got the greatest division.
And then it was the greatest divisional in history. And just ever since then, football has been a complete
Best playoffs ever.
Oh, 100%. It started off as the worst.
The wild card weekend was bad, but
so bad. It was
besides the
almost
Cowboys.
as bad as the Pro Bowl. Not true, but anyways, all right. Well, we'll hopefully talk to you next week, Cole. It'd be fun to have you back on.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course,
anytime.
And always keep up with the BS. I don't know if that's a catchphrase, but we'll go with it.
These are exciting times.
Very exciting times.
Let's go.
All right. Bye.